Namaste everyone. Let's begin. Today our topic is about Yama 4 from Yama Nemas. This is the Ashtanga Yoga philosophy. We're discussing today about Brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means it is about, in a religious way, you can say walking with the God or walking the path of God, or in a spiritual way, you can say like the essence of all things, like the supreme truth, on the path to Brahman. Brahman means, the text will say, it's the supreme truth. Or in a other way, you can say continence, the ability to control or conservation of vital energy, which is your energy, which is your vital energy, especially from the sensory organs that we use often. So in this text, in this brahmacharya, it means like basically don't waste your your sensory organs, or preserving the sexual energy. Basically, it's mostly in a religious way more goes to the celibacy, like the person who's not married, or the person who old, or not to do sex, or like preserve the some intention, or preserve the sexual energy. So it's like there are many ways. Now, the spiritual way is mostly in yogic way. It's like don't waste your energy for nothing. Like too much of doing of anything. Like too much on the phone, too much of food, too much of alcohol. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, too much of anything which is not good for our energy body. Like this makes us like really exhausting. So you want to use it wisely. Even too much of practicing, it hurts the body. So you want to like preserve that vital energy. So basically the concept and the topic is about brahmacharya. It's about conservation of vital energy, or preserving your energy. So the brahmacharya also means creating the freedom. If you see over here, creating the freedom, creating a creative relationship between Purusha and Prakriti. It's like the pure inner light of awareness, of pure energy of you. Because of your sensory organs, you experience whatever pleasure and joy, and with your Prakriti, the nature, it constantly changes. So you kind of like in between, like, oh. But you want to harmonize and bring them together, and then to understand the energy and to create the freedom. So you have to be more. In order to create that energy, you need to know how to use the energy, but not to waste it or not too much doing. It is a very, quite a difficult thing to because we often look for pleasure, and pleasure does not stay too long, but the joy, yes, it is. And there's a saying. Let me show you over here. I'm not sure you can see or not. Over here. Sorry, over here. I will read it to you. The point in life is to know what's enough. Pretty cool, right? Oh, well, I'm just going to show you very quickly that. Okay, look at that. Brahmacharya, chastity, and also the non-axis. So, the point in life is to know what's enough. So it's like you don't need so much. You don't need so much of anything. You just very little. Everything that universe creates, so like universe in it, everything is within you. But of course, we seek for something. Often we look for it. But how do you do that? Like you want to be more, like slow down a bit and not to consume a lot. So that's what it talks about: preserving your energy, and especially the vital energy. So if you look at more deeply, if you're honest with yourself, you know that that access is draining. Like, for example, too much of anything is not good. Anything, as I explained now. So you need to sustain, to create happy and energetic life. And also, if you surely felt the access of a bit of too much, like for example, how do you feel, for example? Let's say you read a lot. You feel heavy. let's say you drink too much before going to the sleep. Other day you wake up. I mean, I had this experience. So from my experience, of like I kind of like cut it down a bit, and because I want to be more productive on the other day when I wake up. So I don't want to be like, oh. So if you can like try to minimize everything, not to consume. So once again, people, in the religious way, it's more about chastity and continence, and then preserving the sexual energy and all. But you can sit in a more, overall. It's not only the sexual energy, but vital energy, like that you have this energy within your body. So it is very important to preserve and to know when to use or not to use like everywhere. So it's just like you want to use it wisely. And especially like you can say this self-indulgence, like you're constantly craving for it, there's also like kind of plus upon. Well, let me share with you like if you think you're strolling down, you keep on strolling, right? But you're not firm. So the energy is like, also, how do I say, kind of like flipping around. I would say like you're moving constantly energy like this. But you need to know when to still the mind, when to still the body, when to use your energy. So you want to be like more firm in it. That can be very useful. So basically in the path of yoga, it's about living outer world, the responsibility with kindness, while cultivating a connection with our divine inner self, and also while cultivating all this attachments to just let go, and to progress, especially in how do you say progress? If I add kind of an example from if you preserve the energy of your vital, I mean in Ayurveda it says called ojas, it means you begin to shine. Especially for the male, like if they kind of do a semen retention, like not doing any of the energy part, like I mean the sexual part, so they kind of like begin to glow because you preserve that energy now. Not about overdoing, or maybe try to create a balance now. So everything is like it comes from so ojas. This can be happen to anybody. So in yogic time, it basically shows that don't overdo. Overdoing is not good for you. So remember once again the word called ojas. It creates a shine on your, and also it helps you to elevate your energy levels, and it creates a higher consciousness. You begin to be more creative. You begin to have lots of energy, and you begin to be more higher consciousness. And so when it comes to that, so you creating that creative relationship with your Purusha and Prakriti to create a freedom. So you can see there's a lot of things that from Brahmacharya you basically can learn. And I would like to read from Yoga Sutras Vitanjali. You can take a look at this is chapter 2, 38 verse. Brahmacharya pratisthayam virya labhaha. So, well, let's try now. You repeat after me. Okay, I'm going to try that. Brahmacharya or Brahmacharya pratisthayam virya labhaha. So the meaning is, when yogi is firmly established in evidence in the I, this is the capital letters, you can see the self, which is called Brahmacharya, I am the self, to spiritual strength and continence and vigor are gained. So basically, if you, it means like the yogi gains great energy and power, especially the people who practice yoga. Okay, so how do you do that? Which means you literally like preserving your vital energy from anybody. So especially it more applies to most of the people. It more goes to the male, because we have that the power of creating of this or we have the sensory organ that we use to produce. And if you say like sustain, like you're not being over, it kind of help you to, to awaken your, let's say, your energy, vital energy kundalini. Maybe you can, I don't know, achieve. Some even text says that they're like creating like some powers. From the myth, there are some stories too, but we're not going to touch on to it now. So everybody has this positive result. So you want to take a brief look at it, let's say, more in reality. We live in a modern world, right? So let's say you wake up, what's your schedule looks like per day? Are you doing too much? Are you doing overly worked? Are you doing overeating, or like one and back and forth meetings, or maybe family takers? Are you doing a lot? Just throwing your energy. If you more talk about in a more practical way about your self energy, so try to kind of like do a self, like a scan, or kind of like observe yourself for about, let's say, a month, and kind of when you see like you are overdoing, it makes you exhausted, right? So try not to do that. You kind of journal about it. So let me share with you, like, for example, when you're eating, you eat mindfully and slowly, not because you need to catch the meeting or you need to. I often happen to be. Most of the time people around to me, oh, Victor, you're eating too fast. I don't know. I was like, so the brain is like, I'm taking more, but I'm not sure I'm eating correctly. So you want to eat slowly and mindfully. So that's one of the points. It's very important. The fuel that you put in your body also very important. It doesn't want to make you feel heavy and feel exhausted or something, or fatigue. And also sleeping too much. You try to you try to sleep enough, but not too much. I repeat, you try to sleep enough, good sleep, deep sleep enough, but not too much. Otherwise, you go like a slog, like, it's also one of the important. And take also brahmacharya means like living in the moment. The essence of all things, the supreme truth, or the God that you connect to in a rich way, you connect to, you often pray or you have faith. You have this ability to control your energy, and you're preserving that vital energy towards only the one path or one point of focus. So this is more in a religious way, but in a practical way, more of like one point of focus, or let's say more live in the moment. Let's say you take a walk to the trail, or you go to the mountain, or watch a beautiful sky. Simple things is enough, right? So we're talking about simple things. Like the point is to know in life what's enough. So by genocide. So we're looking in that one. Not only the energy or whatever the energy is. Energy is energy. You have energy, I have energy. So we don't overuse, we don't overconsume, or we don't like, self-indulgence or like throw yourself everywhere. And so that it helps. And one more point is to share. Know that you're enough and you have enough. Know that you have enough and you have enough. Treat your body as a temple, because you live in this body and you take care really well. And you make sure that your sensory organs or your perceptions or whatever you use, anything, does not consuming a lot of energy from you and draining you. Nowadays, if you see too much on the phone, too much on the social media, it's often it's a lot. Like it just takes your energy so much away. Instead of that, enjoy the beautiful sky. Instead of that, you're looking at, or instead of that, you see around the life is happening actually. Okay, so this is being more present, and this is like this kind of things are the essence of all things. This is actually the truth of being. The universe already has everything for us, and it created us, and it's within our body. Of course, we need things, but we don't need over. So looking for a short-time pleasure can cause like suffering. Like if you don't have the pleasure often, it doesn't create joy. But joy, I think it's much more of you know, this path of to the God, to path up to the Brahman, or I am the self, the brahmacharya, and to gain spiritual strength and continence, and it gives you the ability to control, not to throw yourself everywhere. And so that if you can, finally, I would like to share, if you can feed your body and mind just enough healthy thoughts, healthy habits, like waking up, meditation, yoga, eating less, a little bit, staying more in the moment, taking a walk, enjoying the blue sky, or when you see a person, your friend or anybody, smile, hi, hello, a meaningful hug. These are like really helpful. And I would like to share from the Nikolai Bachman from the Yoga Sutra by Patanjali, where he said, his translation, yoga is concerned with controlling our sensory organs in order to keep us in balance and harmony. Sensual and sexual impulses are powerful forces, like senses and the sexual powerful. They are like so much energy, and they are important. They are important for us to moderate. We need sensory organs to live in this world, but when we are attached to these impulses, they become distracting and hijack our attention and use up our life force, which is called prana, life force prana. So you want to be, you don't want to be distracted. You don't want to be, how to say, you don't want to be wasted. You want to preserve your energy and to understand the ability to control this energy of yours and to understand the conservation of vital energy. So religious way, not marrying, preserving your energy, one path, walking towards the path of your spiritual way, like doing, you know, to understand the to create more relationship and create freedom, to create the spiritual actions and understand Purusha and Prakriti. And more of the modern, we are like, you know, we are like shallow and at the same time we're like deep creatures. Also said by my mentors, these words kind of like struck me, so I'm here to share these words. We are like shallow creatures and also, yeah, we are like deep creatures. Yeah, we need to understand this difference and to create balance between it. And in a modern, as a modern, in a reality or modern human being or in a contemporary world that we live in, you want to understand when to use but not to overuse, or the ability to control continence, or if you take or chastity or celibacy, goes to the religious part. So people, that's about brahmacharya, Yama 4. It's about, once again, about your vital energy. So don't waste your energy. Use it wisely, or you stay self-restrained. Choose the path, what makes you feel good. So it is to create freedom. Let the energy flow. Don't let the energy drain you and take you over and feel so exhausted. You want to be more connected. You want to connect with that inner energy and you pass the beautiful energy to everyone, but in a more positive way, in a good way. And to create that, the path to Brahman, or the essence of all things, to understand the supreme truth, and to have the self-control, and to preserve our beautiful energy that within us. So that's Brahmacharya, and I hope it's helpful, my share. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Namaste. Bye-bye.